Alright, so we're just going to jump into this. I want to make this video very quickly, so I'm going to refresh the data here. Now I do want to point out this is only just a week's worth of data on a live account, but here is the demo account that I was trading on for a while to just go over everything, make sure it was legit, what yada yada yada. As you can see, the win rate is pretty high on this account, 134 trades. I traded this account specifically for about 2 weeks, and you know, you can see this exponential growth curve, and then I just kind of gave up after 2 weeks. Not really gave up, but I was like, okay, you know, I was trading the strategy for a couple months. I've been working on it for 8 years. You know, I feel comfortable with it. And then I just stopped trading this account and then moved over to this account. So this one is the live account. Now, this is only a week's worth of data. As you can see, I'm using MyFxbook. That's the broker I'm using. It's an offshore broker, unregulated, offers 1 to 1,000 leverages, which I have now. They also offer deposit bonuses, which is pretty cool. So I took advantage of that. I don't base my risk off of the deposit bonus. I only do it off the initial deposit that I made. But as you can see, $397.72 was the deposit. You split that in half, you figure out how much that the deposit that was my own money that I made, and then you can also figure out the bonus deposit that they added, which is I got 100% match, so you just divide that number by 2, you'll figure it out. As you can see, overall 37% in 1 week on the account. Now, I made 108 trades, averaged a 95% win rate. As you can see, my risk-to-reward ratio is very, very low. Now, you guys are probably going to blow my ass up in the comments, but I don't really care. I've been working on this strategy. I know the ins and outs. I've done the back testing. I'm comfortable with it. If you think about it, everybody's telling you, oh, you got to do a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. You got to do this. You got to do that. If everybody's doing that, why the fuck would they be profitable in the market? It doesn't make any sense. So my strategy is very unconventional, but it's based around my psychology. I'm very impatient. I like to win because when you're poor, you're greedy. So that's kind of how I base the strategy around, is like I'm not super rich yet anyways. But I just went off of my psychology and what works for me, what I can stay consistent with, yada yada yada, whatever. But as you can see, I don't really know what else to show on here. It's profitable on the week. I made 37% in 1 week. Very high win rate, very low risk to reward, but overall it's profitable. If we go to a trade calculator, that risk to reward was 1.5, and I was averaging a 95% win rate. So if you risk 6% of the account, which I found is what I like to risk just because I can increase my returns, very, very risky to do, but once again, I only put like $200 into the account, so I don't care. And as you can see, oh, that's $1,000. Whoops, I want to put it at $350. As you can see, pretty much down here, like any variation that I do is pretty much profitable, like insanely profitable. So, and this is over 100 trades, by the way. So this is a 100 trades simulation. So boom, boom. You can see that every single time, the percentages will change based on probabilities, but as you can see, this strategy is profitable. Like every single time that I calculate, it's a profitable strategy. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump into the charts. So I'm just going to find somewhere where I can do a trade for you guys. I'm just doing something random so I don't cherry pick it. Boom, we're going to go here and let's walk through my strategy. So the way I mark it up is I look at candle structures. So it's basically my way of finding structure levels. I'm a zone-to-zone trader, high frequency scalper, I guess, zone-to-zone trader. My trades average... my trade length is about 12 hours, so about a day, but when we look at this account that I was trading on for about a month, my average trade length is 2 days, but that's because these levels that I'm trading off of for daily levels, the daily level and weekly level trades haven't played out on this account because it's only been a week, so there's that. So we have to factor that in. But let's get to it. So I look at candle structures and I just basically trap price on the monthly. I start out on the monthly, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 15 minutes, my entry level. I'm just trapping price on the monthly, and then I do the same thing on the weekly. Basically just finding out what zones price is going to bounce between, because I found throughout my 8 years of being in the markets that price will just usually jump between zones. Like there's some sort of adverse reaction off of every single zone, any higher time frame zones anyways. And so basically what I'm doing is just trapping price on candle structure. So here's the nearest resistance on daily, the nearest support, and as you can see, price is trapped in between my zones every single time. We're actually below the level on a lower time frame. We're also in back testing, and then so this would be the edge of the candlestick, and then 4 hour. So this would have been a trade that I took. I would have actually had 2 different trades because we're in backtest mode, but I'm just going to show you guys this. We see that price broke out below this level, and then I would have traded that to the next nearest place where price can have an adverse reaction. We see that price touched this level and then bounced up. I don't want to be in the trade anymore. I just want to take my profit. That would have been a 102 pip profit. This one right here, price broke out and then came back, retested, boom. And this would have been another win for 85 pips. Now, you could say, oh, you put your stop loss above this previous resistance, but I've seen so many times that price will just snipe your fucking, because there's so much liquidity up here, price snipes your stop loss and then just goes right in the direction you were thinking. And it happens more often than not, I found. So I'll show you guys how I run my stops in a second, just to protect my account. But we're going to push time forward so I can find a level. That would have been an entry. This would have been an entry. But I want to find something in here to show you guys. Market opened. There we go. 2 entries here. So price broke this. I would have taken this trade. It would have been a very small trade. Break of this resistance. Rode up for a 5 pip win, so just up to this level. I don't really care about missing all of this move. I really do not give a shit. I don't know the market. Like, if price was right here and it was right there right now, like, I don't know what the price is going to do in the future. Like, I don't try to predict. I just run my strategy the way that it's been profitable for me for the past couple months. So, but the way I would have run this is a break of support. Ride this to the next zone here. 2,000 pip stops, or 200 pip stops. Same thing here, break of resistance, boom. I guess you can say my strategy is hedging the market, but I don't really care what you call it. All I call it is a profitable strategy because it's been what's working for me for the past couple months. And that's because, like, it finally clicked for me, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Boom, that one was a win, and then we're just waiting for this one to play out. So let's see what price wants to do. And it looks like that one was a loss. But the thing is like, if you're consistently executing your trades, this would have been, where's the next daily level? It must have been adjusted. Yep. And keep in mind, I didn't even adjust this properly for the daily level for those sells. So, and then this one been a nice ride. That one would have been a good play. And as you can see, that was a winner. If we go down to the 15-minute, you can see price broke out here from this resistance. Boom. Whoops. Didn't mean to adjust that. And then price, I would have been looking, honestly, I check my charts like every 15 minutes. Like, I'm literally a no-lifer with this shit. Like, I look at everything on my phone. So I'm constantly active in the charts. My strategy is very high frequency. It's just the way that I like to trade. I'm very greedy. I'm very impatient. This strategy is built around my own psychology. And once again, as you can see with my recorded stats, I took 108 trades within the past week. I averaged a 95% win rate, and I was overall profitable. I made 37% in 1 week. Now, granted, I'm risking 6% per trade, which is very high risk, but in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, my risk of ruin, if we look at that, is very low. Like, it's very, very unlikely that I even get 3 trades in a losing streak. I mean, I had one day where I was unprofitable for maybe like 3 hours, and then my profits hit, and I was constantly executing trades like an algorithm. And as you can see, overall, you know, it's just win after win after win, sometimes a loss. But other than that, win after win after win. And that's kind of how my strategy works. So I can go into way more depth in another video if you guys want me to. But this is my live account that we're trading. Forex live account, real, MyFX. I'll refresh it because I'm not a little bitch. And I'll show you guys that it's legit. 37%, $147 profit, which is actually on my initial deposit almost 100% return. But because I have a deposit bonus, it calculates that into there. But yeah. And then here is that demo account that I was trading for a while. As you can see, still overall profitable, still very good statistics, still overall profitable. And then if we go back to my live account and factor in the 95% win rate, and a 0.15 risk to reward ratio. $350, 6% risk, 0.15, 95. Every single time I run these simulations, it's a profitable strategy. So that's kind of it, guys. Like, I really don't know what else to say. I just wanted to show you guys this because it's been a very long time since I've shown you anything on trading on my YouTube channel, but that's pretty much that.